I'm not ready to do this. All right, hello everyone. As promised, this is the how I did my makeup in high school video. Quick backstory on this. Why do I have glitter on my face? Do we all see that? What is that about? Um, Backstory on this. I have not been on YouTube for a year and a half. And when I was on YouTube, I got tagged in a how to do your makeup in high school video by, what was her name? Shannon Beauty 391, I think was her username. I checked, she doesn't have a channel anymore, so I can't tag her in this video, otherwise I would. So Shannon, if you're watching this, I'm doing your challenge. So basically, if you don't know what this is, the purpose of this video is to just kind of do a little tutorial, I guess, per se, on how you did your makeup when you were in high school. And this is going to be extra fun because a lot of people that are going to watch this probably knew me in high school and can validate that, yes, this is actually how I looked. So we're gonna fast forward to about junior year-ish, senior year-ish, because I basically established a makeup look and I just did it all the time. So I went on a mission to find a whole bunch of things that I used in high school, and I ironically still had some of it at my house, which is really sad, and we're not going to talk about how sad that is, but a couple things I did have to go and search for, and surprisingly I did find them. So let's just get into this madness, shall we? So the first thing I would do in the morning when I would wake up at 5 whatever, it was a new day, I would sit down at my little desk thing that I did my makeup at, and we would put on primer, because junior year was about the time I realized that primer existed, and it helped because up to that point I did not know what primer was. So my favorite one, or the one I just used all the time because it was cheap, was the Rimmel Lasting Finish Primer. I got this on clearance at Meijer for like $3, probably because everybody knows it's not that good and they're not going to make it anymore. So I would just kind of smooth this all over my face. And we would just do that. No brushes, no sponges. There are very few brushes in this video. I'm just going to tell you right now, because I did not know that brushes were a thing all the time. So we would just get this all everywhere. Okay, so now that our primer was on, we would let that sit, and then we would take our foundation. Now, my favorite foundations in high school were this one I used to use this Rimmel London one that came with like a spoon applicator thing, like you would open it and it would be like a little spatula and you could apply it that way. They don't make that anymore, so the next best thing, or the thing that I found that is the closest thing to that, is the Rimmel Lasting Finish 25-hour foundation, which I don't understand why makeup companies say 25-hour, because you cannot possibly wear makeup for 25 hours in the same day. You can wear it for 25 hours, but it's not going to be in the same day. And I don't like that people try and do that. It stays on all day. Yeah, okay, but it's not 25 hours. Side tangents during this video. So I would use this one, or I would use the Maybelline Fit Me. You know what? We're actually going to use this one, because this one, we're gonna use this. So I would use Maybelline Fit Me. This is the matte and poreless one. They now have 2 versions of this, but this is the one I would use, and I would get number 120 Classic Ivory. This is the same color that I wore in high school, and spoiler alert, it's not the right color for me. And now when I would put on foundation, it came in just this open bottle, and you would have to dispense it yourself. And that's the one thing I don't like about this, is that you kind of just don't have a lot of control over how much you get out. I would take one of these things, one of these awesome little, and notice how gross this is. I didn't, clean these. I reused them until I couldn't get any more use out of it. So I would take this and, instead of putting it on the back of my hand or like a mixing palette, I would just take this and we would just, are you ready? Are you ready? Oh, girl, here we go. And we would just dump this on and I would like spread it around so we had like an even coating. You see that? Oh yeah. We're gonna move the hair. So we would just, I'm really gonna do it. We would just take this on the flat side and we would just, oh no. We would just go with it. Oh no. And is this color wrong for me? Yes, ma'am. But Did I care about that? No. Did I notice? Probably not. So we would just take our gross, spongy thing and we would just blend this all over everything as needed. Even eyelids, which you're not supposed to do most of the time because it gets oil on your eyelids. So we would blend this with our gross little sponge, and by like 1 or 2 uses it would be completely covered in foundation, and I would not care. I would just keep using it. And now, yes, I would eventually throw it out and get a new one, but not as frequently as I should have. So we would just get this all over the place, and it would be a great time. Okay, so that was the first layer. If I felt as though I needed more coverage, say I was breaking out or I had acne scars or something, we would then get some more. See that nice, probably not that much. I had some self-control. And then we would go where we needed more coverage, and we would just blend it like this. And sometimes, if we weren't getting enough blending because this was so gunked up, I would just turn it like this and then just start going like that. And this is how we would do it at 5 o'clock in the morning. I woke up early enough to give myself enough time to do this, but there was not a lot of rhyme or reason to how this actually went down. So we would do that. And, in this lighting, you can tell I got streaks. I had the awkward foundation line right here. I would not blend down into my neck. I did not know that you could put makeup on your neck until 2013. That was just unheard of to me. So we would then let our foundation sit for a moment, and while I was doing that, I'll just talk about what I would do next. So then I would take my powder, and I alternated between this, which is this Maybelline Shine Free Loose Powder. I am shocked that this is still around. I was actually able to find this at Ulta, which is rare because you can't find this almost anywhere now. And then if I didn't have this, or sometimes I would also alternate between this Rimmel London Stay Matte Pressed Powder. And this one I remember I used to take to school. I used to put this in my bag, and I used to take this around with me so that I could touch up my face during the day. So this one, this is going to be a disaster. I'm already ready for it. Oh, yes. So this came with a puff. And before I started filming this, I opened this and I shook it all around so that you can see how this works. Because it gets everywhere, and it gets all on your puff, and it gets all gross. So what you should do in this scenario is you should tap off your puff so that you get, your excess off. But would I do that? No, I would not. We would just take this, and this is absolutely covered in powder, do you see this? This is not cool. I can't believe I'm about to put this on my face. We would take this, and we would just, oh, yes. But my reasoning was, it's fine. We'll just blend it out. So this would go all over my whole entire face. We would set it. But I wouldn't stop there. We would take whatever little excess had come off, and we would go even more with this gross little puff. And I didn't clean these either. I just used this until it was falling apart, and then maybe I would throw it away. No brushes, no setting spray, nothing. Just cake and powder on my face until I looked like a pancake. And so then what I would do is I didn't ever take this to school because one time I did and it opened up in my bag and it got everywhere and I was so mad. So I would keep my little puff, my gross orange puff, and I would put it in this, like so. And then I would take this to school with me, and then I would use this to touch up my face during the day. So that's what I would do. And I went through so many of these in high school because these were super cheap. They still are. I still use this. I just use it better now. So we're going to put this back in there. I'm so sorry. Oh, no. Okay. So this was powder. Okay. So at this point in high school, I did not wear blush. I did not wear bronzer. I had a blush. I didn't like it, so I never wore it. No blush, no bronzer, nothing on my eyebrows. I didn't know that you could put makeup on your eyebrows until like 3-4 years ago. Like I knew people did it, but it wasn't something that I felt that I needed to do because I have dark eyebrows, but they're, you can always put a little something in your eyebrows. Lessons. So what we would do now is so I wouldn't do anything else to my face. No blush, no bronzer, no highlighter. If I needed concealer, I usually didn't wear concealer, but if I needed it, I would put it on. So then what I would do is I would focus on my eyes. And so I discovered in like during junior year, that eyeshadow primer was a thing. Because my eyeshadow, I used to wear eyeshadow and it would crease like all the time because I was not wearing an eyeshadow primer. And so I went to Meijer and I found this one for $1. This is the e.l.f. Shadow Lock Eyelid Primer, and I know everybody in the world that wears makeup has used this. And so I would put this on my lids, and this is the way you're actually supposed to do this. You are supposed to put this on your lids like that. So this is probably the only thing in this makeup tutorial that I did correctly. And you blend this in with your fingers, like so. So this part wasn't that bad. Like I actually did what I was supposed to do. So this is where it gets real. So my choices for eye makeup in high school were the following. And I did not do all of these at once. I alternated between my looks here. So I had my favorite thing in the whole entire world was this e.l.f. pigment eyeshadow. And yes, this is the same one that I have owned since high school. Let's just not talk about how sad that is. I don't use this anymore, but I, for some reason, still have it. And it is this loose, I'm not going to let this fall on my keyboard. It's this loose, like, coppery eye pigment. So it's like a bronzy gold brown color. And this came with a teeny tiny little brush, and I used to put it on with the teeny tiny little brush with the primer, and then I would just put that on and then put on some mascara. So this was a favorite look of mine, but we're not going to do that today. We are going to do the classic, I don't know how to blend my eyeshadow look, because I didn't. So I had no shortage of Maybelline quads, and these are two that, yes, I have had since high school, because I bought this one just for this color. I did not use any of the other colors. And then I loved that one so much that I bought this one, which you can tell I've used the crap out of. And so all the Maybelline quads, the old ones, I don't know if the new ones still do. I haven't bought a Maybelline quad in so long, but they used to come with these little sponge things. Notice how gross these are because I used them for this. Just watch. It gets real. So this one comes with your 4 shades, and you have your white. These are all shimmer. You have your white, you have your gold, you have kind of your darker copper brown, and then you have your bright kind of coppery rosy gold color. And these are all shimmer shades. And so what I used to do was I saw this look on one of the Maybelline displays where they were using these, and they had a lighter color on the lid, and then in the outer V, they had the darker colors, and it was blended, and it looked really nice. And so I thought, I want to do that. I'm going to go home and recreate that. So what I used to do is I used to take these, my quads, and this was my favorite one. I used to take this, and sometimes I would take these. I would actually almost always take these. I had a couple e.l.f. brushes. I've had these 3 for a while, and I don't use these for anything else, but I think I got these 3 all together like in a set, and it came with like a dense like shader brush, a blending brush, and then like a liner, like a skinny liner brush. And these will be important. So what I used to do is I used to take my gross spongy thing, which was all kinds of used, and I would get my white. Oh god, this feels so nostalgic. And I'm going to get my mirror up here so I can do this correctly. I would take this and I would put this on just the front half of my eyelid. So we would put this on like that. Just like that. Yep. And then we would do that on the other side. Okay, so that doesn't look that bad. But then what we would do is we would get our really gross and crusty NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Cottage Cheese. I hate cottage cheese, fun fact, but this pencil is like a shimmery white. Then what we would do is we would take this pencil and we would put it over the white that we just put on our lids. So then we would do that. Then we would just color it like a big crayon. And we would kind of go in our tear duct a little bit. And then we would take our really gross sponge with our white. We would go back in and we would go over all of our crusty, gross white NYX pencil to make it stand out, you know, because you gotta make your eyes pop. Because I read somewhere that if you highlight the inner corner of your eye, it would make your eyes look bigger and it would make you look more awake. So I just pancaked white eyeshadow all over right here. And now from this terrible lighting, this doesn't look that bad. And up close, it looks really bad. So bear with me. It gets better. So then we would stop at the middle of our eyelid. And then we would go in with still the same thing. And we would take this darker color here, this one that's got like almost all pan. And we would pick some of that up as it gets everywhere. Wonderful. We would take our gross sponge and we would put it on the second half of our eyelid. Like so. Okay, so we would do that. Do we see how this looks right now? Basically, my eyes looked like, I don't even know. Like, this is so... Okay. So, yeah. So we would take this. This would be all up in here. And this would be all up in there. And then sometimes if we were really feeling adventurous, we would take this blending brush, this blending brush, and we would pick up some more of this brown, and we would just go right in the crease, like so. But I did not know the window wiper motion like I do now, so I was like, everywhere. So we would do that over here too. Get this all nice and gross. And so now this all looked like one big, just shimmery blob of shimmery. But then we had to make it even better. So then I would take my skinny little eyeliner brush here, and I would pick up this color, because this color, this said this was the base color, this was the crease color, and it said this was the liner color. So I thought that this color had to be your liner color. Like, no questions asked. You had to do it that way. So I would pick up way too much of this. I would cake my brush in this, and I would apply this under my eyelids. And this color on me comes out like straight orange, so I probably looked like it was Halloween, like every single day. And this, I would put this down under my eye pretty far. Oh yeah, that looks pretty cool. This will get me tons of friends. If I go out in the world like this, people will be like, yo, what's your name? Your makeup is bomb. I'm gonna be like, I don't know, I thought of it in high school. Okay, so then we would be done with our eyeshadow. But now here comes the fun part, because the fun part is the eyeliner and the mascara part. So for eyeliner, because I was so cool and experienced with makeup, I would use 2 eyeliners. Actually, no, I lied. 3 eyeliners. So I used every kind of eyeliner you could think of. I had a pencil eyeliner, and my favorite one was the Urban Decay 24/7 pencil in Zero. This is the Urban Decay Waterline in Legend. It's black. Zero is also black. I just happen to have this one and not the other one. It's almost the same thing. I used to use the Rimmel London used to have a gel eyeliner in a pot like this, but the brush was like on top and you would pop it out and use it. They don't make that anymore. So I got the next best thing, which is this Wet n Wild one, and this is a gel liner in a pot, and it comes with this brush. which is very similar to the brush that the Rimmel London one used to have, so this is the one I got for this. And then I would use my favorite liquid liner, which was the Maybelline Line Stiletto, and this was one of the ones you shake up, and it has a felt tip applicator. And I used to buy this one because, honestly, because it was cheap, and Maybelline was almost always on sale at Walmart. So, get all close and personal because we're friends like that. The first thing I would do is I would take my gel liner and my brush, and I would get my gel liner on my brush like so. And now I would kind of try to make this not gunky and disgusting, but I almost always failed. So then I never did that thing where you were supposed to, everyone always says, oh, pull down your line so you can, nope, I never did that. I did all of this without touching my eye. So I'm gonna get this up nice and close here. I would take this, and you know, this brush has lots of product on it, and I used to just do a straight line right across my eyelid. So bear with me as I do that. So we would just, oh yeah. Oh, this feels nostalgic. Right on my liner, like that, okay. And I didn't care if this was uneven, I didn't care if this was too thick, okay, that's pretty close to how it was, okay. So I would take that and do that on both sides. Yeah. Okay. And I would do it from the corner to the corner. So it was very thick and very harsh, and it was just very, very black. And sometimes if I was feeling particularly cool, I would extend it out a little bit, but I would leave it like that. Let us all pause for a moment to just think about how that looks. And then I would extend it out more, like that. Okay, that was my version of doing a cat eye. Now, when I worked at Ulta, I did crazy cat eyes all the time, and I got comments all the time like, wow, how do you do your eyeliner? And I'm like, believe it or not, I started out not knowing what I was doing. So, we'll just... Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. This makes me feel so pretty. So then I would take my line stiletto. As if this wasn't enough, I would take my line stiletto, and I would go over the line that I just drew. So here we go. Because, you know, this just makes such a difference. You can totally see that I'm putting this on and it's making such a difference. I don't know why I did this, but I did it every day. Every day. The other eyeliner that I used to buy if I couldn't find the Maybelline one was the Wet n Wild line stiletto, or not, this is line stiletto, Wet n Wild Mega Liner. I used to use that one a lot too. And then I would just kind of, yeah. This one actually doesn't look that bad from a distance. This one looks atrocious. So that would be my top lids. This is what I would do. So then my bottom lids. Sometimes I wouldn't do anything. I would just leave them like this. But then sometimes I would take my black pencil and I would line my waterline. If people touching their eyeballs bothers you, look away for the next few seconds. Because I would line my waterline like this. Okay. So that would be my eyeliner look, and I had eyeliner all over the place. Because when I was in early high school, mostly middle school and early high school, I loved Avril Lavigne, and she did her eyeliner like this. And so when I started wearing eyeliner, I wanted to do it like this. So the last step in this beautiful, flawless face is mascara, and I'm just going to tell you right now that there is a crap ton of mascara about to happen. If you went to high school with me, you will remember that I did this, because I got asked all the time by people if I was wearing fake eyelashes. And I never wore fake eyelashes in high school. I just wore 17,000 pounds of mascara. And I would always buy the same two, and I would use them together because I thought they made me look so pretty. And this was Maybelline Full and Soft and L'Oreal Power Volume 24 something or other. It's the one in the black tube. You can get it at Walmart. So first I used to curl my eyelashes, and then somehow I read somewhere that if you curl your eyelashes, it makes them fall out, which is not true, but I thought it was in high school, so I did not curl my eyelashes in high school. I would take my Full and Soft, and I would just start caking this on my eyelashes. And so I'm just gonna do this right here so that I can, and I would do layer after layer after layer of mascara, and I spent so long in the morning doing mascara. I had a legitimate obsession with mascara. I had a bucket, like a bucket. Like you can go to the gardening center and get like a bucket to put flowers in. I had one of those that I had filled with mascara. Just mascara. And then I got a bacterial infection in my eye and I had to get rid of all my mascara, and it was the saddest day of my life. And I would put a little bit down here just to make it look like I had eyelashes, but not very much. So these look nice and soft and wispy. You know, those look pretty good. But then we would go back up here and we would just keep piling it on. It was so much mascara. I probably don't even have the patience to do this, but we're gonna try anyway. So. And I actually really like this mascara, so I'm sorry that I'm abusing it in this video. And then if I got anything on my eyelid or you really couldn't tell most of the time because anything on my eyelid would have just looked like eyeliner. But if I got anything on my eyelid or if I got anything anywhere, I would just take a Q-tip and just kind of wipe it until it came off. And I did mess up a lot of my makeup that way, but I didn't care. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is perfect. Okay, so imagine this times about 5. And then I would take this one. And then I would go in and do the same thing again. And now you're probably thinking, Emily, like, who would even see your eyelashes? Because you're wearing so much eyeliner that you can't even tell. Exactly, but I didn't care. So now we would take this, and we would go more. And this mascara has changed. They have definitely changed the formula in this mascara because it used to be better. And I miss it. So L'Oreal, if you're watching this video, please bring this mascara back to the original version because I liked it so much better. So we would just pile this on more and more and more and more. Like if you think of like spider lashes, I epitomized spider lashes. Spider lashes were my thing. I looked like I had about 7 eyelashes pretty much all the time. And it took me forever to put this on in the morning, and it took me forever to take it off. And people were always like, oh my god, are you wearing fake lashes? And I was always like, nope, they're real. And they were technically real, but it was like 18,000 coats of mascara. So I would just keep going, keep going, keep going. And then if I really felt like I was not getting enough volume, I would go ahead with a third mascara, and I almost always use the L'Oreal Voluminous one. This is an old tube, so this might not work that well. This is the one with the curved brush. They have like 9 different variations of this mascara right now. And I would go in with this one, because this one was really clumpy sometimes if you put it on with other mascaras. And it was really black, and it was really, really thick. And it makes your eyelashes look beautiful if you use it by itself. But if you cake it up with other mascaras, it looks really spidery and ugh. Oh, can we see that? Can we see how that looks? Oh yeah, if I turn to the side, you can see. And we got some mascara right there. And we would just And sometimes I would miss like these last ones on the side over here, and that's okay. I just wouldn't have eyelashes there that day. Because all these would be all stuck up like this. And then to finish it off, I had my lip gloss. And I usually had either like a pink one, like a basic pink one, or I would have clear. And I wore clear a lot in middle school. When I got to high school, I transitioned over to wearing more of like the pinky neutral colors. So I put like this on. And this isn't the exact one, but I would wear something that was this color. Ah, yeah. Tastes like cherries. That's kind of gross. Okay, and then what I would do with my hair to make this look authentic is I used to part my hair way over on the side, like way over on the side, like right here. Okay. Right here. Something like that. And then I would like straighten it so that it would kind of cover this eye because I was the coolest person alive. Okay. And we're done. That took me under a half hour. That was good. So this is the how I did my makeup in high school. It's not as bad as people were probably expecting, but for me it looks bad. I can definitely do makeup a lot better now than I could when I was like 16 years old. So I might post some tutorials in the future. Thank you for watching this if you did. I know that this was probably really cringy and embarrassing for, I mean, it was really cringy and embarrassing for me. I hope that it was entertaining for whoever just watched it. So, yeah, I'm going to try and get back on YouTube because I missed it, and I missed all of my wonderful viewers that stuck with me while I was awkward and in college. So if you were one of those people, thank you. If you're not one of those people, hi, I'm Emily, and I make YouTube videos. So that was this disaster. Stay tuned for the next disaster, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Bye!